We're behind the scenes. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been back for a few weeks now and it's been a great pleasure seeing all of you guys. Most recently actually at Provincials, and I'm not gonna lie, being at Provincials has definitely given me an itch to get back into training, get back into competition. Let's go! Not really sure on a timeline on that, but in lieu of Provincials, I actually kind of want to talk about my training today. So without further ado, my training has actually been not bad. I might actually dare say I've been quite happy with how training has been thus far. I really haven't been doing too much in regards to training. I have set myself a program where I train about 1 to 2 days a week at pretty minimal loads based on kind of my tolerances with some stuff I'm dealing with, and just really easing back into the things and kind of taking the idea of a minimal effective training dose. And this program right now is pretty reminiscent of what I've been doing back in 2018 for nationals, where I really didn't train that much at all. Like I was maybe at the gym 1 to 2 hours a week, just kind of doing the bare minimum to get by because I mean things were kind of painful. But in regards to the idea of a minimal effective training dose, we actually have some current research that can guide our decisions on that front. And they actually found that powerlifting athletes that utilize this approach, as long as they kind of did 3 to 6 working sets throughout the week of 1 to 5 repetitions at loads around 80% or higher, kind of in that RPE 7.5 to 9.5 range, they were able to make progress. And I don't know about you, but that sounds significantly less than kind of what a lot of powerlifters now do. And I think this is a great thing to show that you really don't have to do a lot to get stronger and to get benefit. And that anything worth doing is worth doing bad or even not much at all. Something is better than nothing. Now obviously this might not be the best or most optimal way of gaining strength, but it is a valuable approach for people, especially if you have anything you're dealing with, or you're just getting back into things, or you simply just don't have a lot of time. And I think it's really great to know that we have options. But yeah, that's kind of how I've been structuring my training. To be honest, it's more so just catered around kind of what I want to do now and my tolerances and my limits. Like I've been going rock climbing a lot in addition to training, and just trying to start somewhere and build from there. Now it's been about 4 weeks since I've kind of done this program where I'm training 1 to 2 times a week with an optional third day and kind of sprinkling in rock climbing and just kind of physical activity in general. But I've had some setbacks as well. Like just last week I was having some bad back pain that came on after rock climbing, and honestly I didn't think much of it because back pain is actually quite normal and self-limiting, which means it gets better with time. But that doesn't change the shitty experience that I have when, you know, I have these sensations and feelings, whether it's increased sensitivity or however I want to rationalize it. But I'm not going to get into that as much. But essentially, yeah, I had some setbacks. My back was hurting. It hurt to kind of bend over and do some certain things. I didn't think too much of it. Went to go deadlift, went to go do my workout. And, you know, it still hurt, but I think it felt a little better after. Definitely not dangerous. But I had another rock climbing session where I was actually a little bit distraught because it kind of gave me some memories of, you know, man, I'm back in this state. What the heck? Like, screw this. It's not worth it. And just kind of those kind of like bad kind of thoughts. And that's totally normal. Like, no matter how much we know about pain or how good we are, it doesn't diminish how uncomfortable or how annoying that experience may be, or whatever terminology you want to use. But after talking with some colleagues and joking around, you know, we talked about load management, right? And I'm like, yo, my load management is good, okay? Like, you know, I kind of set this up. But I did take a hard look at myself and I'm like, you know what? Those days, maybe I did go a bit too hard and climbing too fast, or maybe this is just par for the course. But I did notice those kind of days I was doing a bit of training and climbing at the same day. So the next time I climbed, I actually tried just not training that day and just climbing, and lo and behold, I went through the whole day with no back pain climbing. It was great, and I actually crushed a bunch of routes. Now whether that was natural history or just some better load management that helped me get through that, I don't know. But the point that came into my head is it's not really about how good your training program is now. It's actually about how good your decisions are as you go through your training program. And when it comes to dealing with pain or adverse events or anything, I think back to this really great article by the guys at Barbell Medicine. And these are concepts that I've kind of talked about, whether it's old videos or my Instagram posts or the things I go through, but they are able to synthesize the knowledge way better than I can in this nice little concise article. So if you are interested in this stuff, I really encourage you to check out the links below. I'll link the article I talked about in terms of minimal effective training dose, and I'll link the article I'm talking about from Barbell Medicine. But the title of the article is called Pain in Training, What Do? And essentially it's a framework of a way to kind of work around some things you're dealing with. But essentially this article is just kind of going over what do you do when you kind of have these experiences of pain or something's not feeling right when you're doing something. And it's actually a very common thing to go over, but again, just because it's common doesn't make it easy, right? But the biggest thing is they just go over some education and kind of what are some steps we can take to kind of reframe what's going on and kind of get back in the gym or get back to whatever it is we want to do, whether that's modifying the load on the bar or even modifying the activity sometimes. Because the good news is, more often than not, we're actually still able to do the things we love to do, just maybe in a slightly different way, despite these kind of experiences we're having. Now, obviously, it's a lot more complicated than that, and this article will flesh out the thoughts more than I can in this video. But if you have any questions or you're kind of struggling with something and you need kind of some help on that end, I am more than happy to chat with you and help in that regard. I mean, that's why I left, that's why I'm back, and I'd love to have the opportunity to serve you and be part of your journey. And like I said before, like I think back to myself, a young Clifton Bowl, like maybe when I was prepping, if someone kind of told me these things or kind of framed these things a different way or just kind of said something to me, I don't know, maybe I was destined to go through these things, but that's really what pushes me to make these videos, to talk to you guys and kind of share these experiences that I'm going through. Because if it reaches someone out there, if it helps someone, anyone, even if it helps myself, then it's a net positive. I just deadlifted today and my back felt like it was gonna blow up, and if I didn't know any better, I would have said, oh, I broke my back or I slipped my disc or whatever, right? And by the time I left the gym, it was fine. Sometimes things just takes time, sometimes things feel bad, but it's actually gonna be just fine. And if all this is crap, then I mean, it is what it is. But for the ones that are tuning in and have made it this far, I really do appreciate your time and your support and your views. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say on that end. In terms of where training is going now, I'm gonna continue to try building on it. My numbers right now are not too impressive, but they're getting up there. But I'm just happy to be doing some physical activity again that's tolerable and not having massive migraines after, and just kind of get back to doing what we call living. Let me know if you found this video helpful or if you guys have any questions or concerns. And I just want you guys to know, if you do have anything going on that you're struggling with in your life, that there is help available and support for you. Whether that's me or whether that's your doctor or someone else to talk to, there are people out there that you can reach out to. So don't be afraid. Life's hard sometimes, but you know, we don't have to go through it alone. So if you guys want to follow along on my journey, you guys know where to find me, whether that's on Instagram or subscribe on YouTube. I'm gonna give it my best shot, and you guys have really inspired me to get back in there, so I really do appreciate it. So I thank you for that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay humble, give back, and lift on.